My name is John Rippey. I'm the owner and founder of GreenWerx here in Sacramento, California. We're a cannabis processor and distribution facility that is for hire for co-packing products. We service the cannabis community in a bunch of different ways. Companies that are the grower that choose not to do this portion of the process and they bring it to us as a co-packer or a processor. We have white labelers. White labelers are someone that don't necessarily have a cannabis company like we do or a facility to be able to do this. They're more so on the branding side. So those types of companies are going to come to us as a service provider who package their products for them into things like Mylar bags. We have used multiple different types of multi-scale heads from different vendors over the years, and we had not had good luck or success with any of the other particular brands that we had been working with. Inefficiencies, calculations on the weights were always off. So I wasn't really a big fan of the technology up to that point. Hightek had gotten in touch with us and wanted to show us their equipment, and I was very reluctant to it. Jason with Hightek had set me up with a couple of his current clients to talk about the equipment. I asked them all of the pertinent questions, how many units an hour are you gonna get, or how many units a minute are you gonna get, how efficient is it, how accurate is it, how reliable. After a couple of referrals, I was sold on that piece of equipment. So when we first got it set up, it was a little bit more high tech than the ones that we had currently had. We had Jason and his team come out. They did some training with us. They taught us some tricks. Once we got the ins and outs down and got it tailored to our system, we were quickly doing 10 to 12,000 units per day, but with a third of the staff. If everything's right, we have the flowers ready, things are ready to rock and roll, we'll typically pump out about 14 to 15,000 units per 8-hour shift. What's nice about this high-tech equipment is that we're able to narrow down the accuracy between 0 and about 300th of a gram per 8 that goes out. It's very, very minimal waste with this machine. If we're switching from one cultivator to another cultivator, then the machine's completely stripped down, wiped, alcohol cleaned, and put back together. It takes us about 30 minutes for one person. Never have any issues with it. We haven't had any sort of mechanical problems. I think we've had it now for a year and a half approximately. Ran thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds through the machine. The customer service is amazing. You can get any one of the staff, Jason included being the owner, on the phone pretty much within the same day, probably within the same hour. Jason and Hightek have been great in helping me design the next phase of going fully automated. I have already seen a huge increase of my free time since we brought on our first setup with Hightek. I'm very happy with Hightek, and I would recommend it to anybody looking for fully automation equipment.